Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Circle City. Hope you guys are having a good day. So today it's about time that I start working on something that I've been meaning to work on for a really, really long time. And I should probably go ahead and get my travel bed just so that I have a bed close to me. So I don't have to keep like running in and out. And then I want to borrow crafting bench. And let's go ahead and head outside. Fantastic. After I replace my batteries. Okay, batteries replaced, and let's go on outside because we are going to start working on our stupid deck. This horrible, ugly, weird thing that I built a really long time ago is going to be gone. Unfortunately, we're not going to get it like 100% done today because I'm still working out some details. Basically, I want this to come out and I want there to be a bridge that connects from our deck and goes across our little river here, you know, and lands over there. I'm just kind of having a rough time with figuring out how I want that to look. And every time I think that I've got it, I step back and I look at it and I say, I think I can still do better than this. So in real life, I am trying to kick a bad habit. And that bad habit is an addiction to nicotine. I'm not really willing to admit how long I've actually been addicted to this stuff, but it is very obviously quite a problem and something that I don't want to do anymore. And the very sad part is that it's really something that I never wanted to do to begin with. But sadly, as life would have it, you know, I made a bad decision and ended up becoming addicted to it, despite my best efforts to avoid it. And I should say, despite my best efforts to avoid it, that is where I failed the most. Because the sad truth is that what got me started on it was a boy. A boy that I dated for 3 years. And he happened to smoke and I did not. But one day in the course of our relationship, he comes across this special kind of cigarette. Wasn't exactly a tobacco cigarette. It is certainly not the funny tobacco. But just like a different kind of flavored cigarette, I guess we should say. And he said, "Oh, I would really like you to try this because I think you'll actually like this one." And I'm like, "No, you know, I don't want to try it. I don't want to smoke because I already know that, you know, based on family history and things, I have had already many family members who have been addicted to various things and gotten into all sorts of trouble. And I know, like, nicotine is not something that's going to, you know, make you go to jail or anything like that, but it was just something that I knew that if I tried this, I would probably end up becoming addicted to it. And that would be a problem for me that I just didn't really want to deal with. But lo and behold, he convinced me to go ahead and try this cigarette. And so of course I tried it. And it was just like, one puff to taste it. And I was like, well, you're right. I do like that. It does taste good. And that was like the whole sad start. And what's terrible about it is I could have just let it go at that, but obviously I didn't. So it became one of those things to where when he was, smoking that cigarette, I would say, oh, can I have a puff, or however this all transpired. But anyway, what ultimately ended up happening is that I ended up eventually buying a pack of these cigarettes, and I stuck them in my freezer. And it started off with me just having, one in the morning. And then it escalated to I would have one in the morning and then one in the evening. And then it came up there I was having one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one in the evening. And from there on, it just kind of became an all-day sort of thing. Oh, I didn't really need to bring these mosaic guys. I don't know why I brought them, but that's okay. Let me make these for now. Because this thing wasn't exactly a normal tobacco cigarette, I did what everybody who's addicted to anything has ever done in their entire life, which is convince myself that it is not a problem. I could quit this at any time. I'm just doing it because I like the way that this tastes right now. Hi, horsey. And like anybody who is in denial, of course, that is just a big, giant, stupid lie. I was not in control. I could not quit at any time that I wanted to. I was pretty much stuck. Because what happened as time went on is this certain cigarette became unavailable. And I thought, okay, great, that's that. That's it. It's over. It's done. But once again, it absolutely was not done because I was now addicted to the nicotine. So even though I could not get those particular cigarettes anymore, I was 100% addicted to the nicotine in them. So try as I might, I just really could not tolerate the fact that I was going insane for want of nicotine and ended up buying, normal cigarettes. And once again thinking, well, maybe if I bought the lighter cigarette, then it won't be that big of a deal and I can just maybe smoke a pack of these and then I'll be fine. Yeah, right. This is just not how this works. You can't just keep replacing your habit with other things and then hoping that it gets better. It's just not how it works, folks. So I know I did something weird in this corner, and I don't remember exactly what I did. But I can always come back and fix that later because I don't feel like jumping back into creative right now to figure this out. So I'm just gonna do this. Anyway, so to continue on, now it was obvious that I'm highly addicted to nicotine. Still am. But it came about over the past, probably month or two. I don't think that I really have to go over the fact that cigarettes are stupidly expensive right now. It's absolutely ridiculous, like how much money they are, and how much of a slave that you become to that. Just throw in your money, just throw in your money away. And and a lot of people end up quitting cigarettes for many reasons. And I've talked to them, over the years, people that have quit, to ask them, what was their secret? How did they quit? Because at some point I would like to quit, but I just don't know how to do it. And the best advice that I received from the people who have quit was just frankly that you will quit when you are ready to quit. And that is probably the truest and most helpful thing that anyone has ever said to me about, addiction in general. Because no matter how much you want to quit something, if you are not ready to do it, you're just going to fail. Because I have tried to quit before, and I have failed. Because as much as I wanted to, my heart was not totally 100% into it. Because most people always end up having a strong reason as to why they want to quit smoking. For instance, they have kids and they don't want their kids to start smoking because kids are kind of copycats of what they see around them. So if they see you smoking all the time, they think that that's normal. And that there's nothing wrong with it. But of course there is something wrong with it. Where did that go? Right there. But I don't have kids. I have a cat. I smoke outside. I've never smoked inside. But so, my smoking doesn't affect my cat. The other thing, health concerns. Nobody wants to get lung cancer. Nobody says I'm going to smoke cigarettes so that I can get lung cancer. And there are some people that would argue that if you smoke cigarettes, you will 100%, come down with lung cancer. Unfortunately, that's not absolutely true. It's not really something that you want to gamble with for sure. But it's not 100% proof that if you smoke cigarettes, you are going to get lung cancer. In an odd sort of way. It would be a little bit cool if it was 100%, because then I think that some way in the entire universe we would be able to get rid of it entirely. But then the other thing is that health, quitting for health reasons is kind of based on the psychology of, number one, you care enough about yourself to want to take care of yourself to the best of your ability. Or the other one, you're trying to stay alive for somebody else. And the sad and honest truth there is that, of course, I care about myself. But to be honest, I don't think I care enough about myself in that capacity to be the gung-ho, I'm going to be super healthy and work out every day and take care of myself and do, eat all of the best foods and blah, 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 all of that. So I guess in that regard, I wish that I could say that, yeah, I care about myself enough that I don't ever want to do something harmful to myself. But the sad truth is I'm just not, I guess, quite at that level. That sounds that sounds so sad to say. But I guess it's better to be honest with myself and acknowledge these things than to, try to lie about it to myself. Because that means that maybe in the future I can work on that more and kind of correct that feeling. This is not lining up. That's like one far over, isn't it? It sure is. That's okay. So anyway, so the real thing is, the reason that I want to quit is basically just comes down to the expense of it. I just, like I said, like for the last couple of months, it's like every time I've gone to get cigarettes, I've just gotten angry. I got angry because, like, the one place, like, okay, so I work really close to where I live, and there's only like 2 gas stations on my way to and from work. And the one that I always stopped at and was buying them from, for some reason, like, their price went up, like, super high. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, why are they suddenly, like, so expensive here? So I decided to try the other gas station. And they were a little bit cheaper. I mean, not much, but a little bit cheaper. But the thing is that I hate that gas station. I hate it because it's in, like, it's not that it's in a weird location. It's just, it's the way that the road is set up in that location is weird. Because, like, in my state, for some reason, and I think it has to do with just there being a lot of hills, or that it's like an older state, but there are not very many roads in my area that come to, like, a real 90-degree angle. So this gas station is on this kind of road intersection that's kind of it's at a weird angle, so the parking lot is, like, it's really stupidly set up, and it's really kind of hard to maneuver through and get in and out of. And the way that they have the pump set up, it's just bad, right? I'm gonna wait for the sun to go down, because maybe I can map this out so it makes it a little bit easier to understand what I'm trying to get at. There we go. So I don't have that many different colored blocks with me, but we'll just wing it. So basically, like, if this is the road intersection, right? And, like, this crossroad is a little bit askewed. It's not at the 90. It's a little bit, let me think. I think it's a little bit shorter on this side. But anyway, so you have this, and like I said, this is kind of an odd angle. And then you have, like, a gas pump here, and you have a gas pump here, and then you're supposed to come in entrance, like, either here or over here. And then the building itself is, like, here, but it's at, like, an angle. So it's not, like, totally straight. So you're supposed to be able to like come in on this side, and then you would have to either go to the gas pump, wheel around, or you could park like right here or like over here on this side. But it's like but it's like if you were to park here, then when you're pulling out, you have to really pay attention to what's behind you all the way around you, because there's people at this gas pump, and you don't want to pull out and back into them. There's people that are coming in on this road, and and I don't know if they're going to have enough time to tell if you're backing out or not. Um, and then the same problem over here. And these parking spaces are angled at like the weirdest freaking angle that makes it almost so that you would have to back out onto the road in order to turn your car a certain way to get out. It's so obnoxious. Anyway, so that whole big stupid story. I hate that gas station. It is like I just hate navigating it. It is the worst. So I've been going there for like the past 2 months to get my cigarettes, and every time I go, I just hate it. I hate like going in. I mean, the people in there are okay. They're not as nice as the other people at the other gas station. And it's like, what am I doing? Like, I'm doing all of this to save myself, what, like $10 or something on something that I don't even want to do anymore? So the bottom line is that my will to quit smoking has just come from the fact that I'm just sick of buying them. I am so tired of buying them. I don't want to buy them anymore. So, so it was about a week and 3 days ago that I had my last pack of cigarettes, and I just decided I'm not going to buy anymore. I'm not going to stop at the gas station on the way home. I'm just going to go home. And so I came home. I didn't buy any. I smoked my last cigarette. And so far, that was that. Now, I can't, 100% say that I am successful yet. Because this is a process. It's not something that, like I said, I've tried before. I quit once for a month. And then I just cracked. I went out to eat with some friends, and on the way home, I was like, I really want a cigarette. I think I can handle a pack. And so I stopped, I bought a pack, and then I started smoking again because I can't handle one pack. If I have them, I'm going to smoke them. That's how this works. So in order to not smoke, I cannot have them. Bottom line. There is no I can just have one and be fine crap. So now, since I have stopped, I mean, withdrawal, of course, is a thing, and it's awful. But I will tell you what, it's not honestly as awful as I thought it was going to be. Because, I've talked about how I used to be like clinically depressed, and I was on medication for that. And I will tell you that getting off of the antidepressant medicine, the withdrawals for that were a lot harder than what this is. When it comes right down to it, because of the fact that I am adamant about not buying cigarettes anymore. I'm not sitting here, 100% craving, like, I have to have a cigarette. I want a cigarette. I want a cigarette. I want a cigarette. Because every time I think about a cigarette, I just think, I don't want to buy them anymore. And that kind of makes that craving go away for me. That sounds so simple and so stupid. And that would not have worked before for me, but right now it is. So I'm going to stick with that and hope that holds out and lasts through. But But yeah, so as far as withdrawal symptoms, the first 3 days were absolutely horrible because it felt like I don't think this is in the right spot. um oh no, I know what I've done completely wrong. That's okay. We'll have to tear out a bunch of stuff and fix it. I just wasn't obviously thinking. Oh, whatever. I'm just gonna put stuff up and then I'll come back and fine tune it and move stuff around later. Um anyway, so despite being kind of tired and grouchy, I would say would be like the worst things. A dull headache, and the fact that for the first 2 days my eyeballs felt like they were different sizes. Yeah, that sucked. but I just kept, but anyway, I just kept telling myself that this feeling is only going to be temporary. This is only like, this isn't going to last like forever because I already know that that the worst withdrawal symptoms are within like the first 3 days. That's the time that you're gonna feel the absolute worst. And after that, you're still gonna feel bad, but you're not gonna feel quite as bad. So by the third day, my eyeballs felt like they were the same size again, but I've been having a mild headache, and I'm still just like, when something irritates me or rubs me the wrong way, dude, I have just been flying off the handle. And I mean, like, super bad. Like little kid temper tantrum style. In a very, very bad way. That makes me not happy with myself at all. Because the last thing that that I want to do is to be mean to the people around me, like the people that I love and that I care about. And it's really hard to do for me right now with withdrawals in full swing. It's not easy. And all that I can do is just kind of hang back and hope that they're going to understand that it's not personal. It's not something like I'm not being mean because I hate them and I don't care about them. I'm being mean because I can't control my emotions right now. And that's hard. I mean, that's the worst. But it's so nice that I do have, a good family that understands these things. And so, and, my goodness, they know that I've been through all my depression and all of that stuff. And they know what a monster that I can be. Unfortunately, because that's what it does feel like. It feels like when I lose control that I'm just a monster, and that when I go into monster mode, it is better for me just to walk away from everybody and be by myself until I can get myself under control. And I think that most people around me kind of understand the fact of talking to me at that moment does not help the situation. It just makes it infinitely worse. So I think that they kind of are on the same page with me on that aspect of, okay, she's obviously not in a good spot right now, so let's just leave her alone. And you know what? I don't go out of my way to come at people. I'm very aware of how easy it is that when you're not feeling good to take out your anger on people around you. I am very, very good at not doing that. But what I am not good at is that when somebody around me, says something that irritates me, then that's when I can't control it. That's when it goes weird on me. That's when I just snap and I start yelling and cursing and wanting to throw things and break things and blah. It's just bad. It's not happy. So, in the course of this week and 3 days that I have not been smoking, I've probably flown off the handle, I want to say like 3 or 4 times. And no, I don't want to dwell on that. I don't feel good about it. It doesn't make me happy. But at the same time, I cannot let it frustrate me so much to the fact that I say, oh, I can't handle this and I need to smoke. This needs to go here, I think. Oh, I'm going to mess this all up and I don't even care right now. Oh my gosh. Because it's just important. It doesn't even matter like what I do right now. What's important is that I just get something done here. I can come back and, shimmy stuff around, fix it all up later and put it all exactly where it's supposed to be. Because I've noticed that, like, even though I'll be in creative, I take my screenshots, and then I go to my Xbox app so that I can look at said screenshots. It pretty much just uploads like 1 or 2 maybe. And then when I shut my Xbox off is when they update. So I just don't really want to shut down my Xbox right now. Just so I get some picture updates on this stupid build that it's not really that important. I guess the bottom line of all of this is that so far I am doing okay. I'm getting through the withdrawals okay. And it's not as bad as I thought that it would be, because I think that this time I'm ready for it. Like, I'm ready to be done with it. I really think that this time I have a very, very good chance of succeeding. Because we've already talked about, the bad things about quitting and how that has affected me. But let's talk about the good things. The good things that I have noticed, I mean, on top of not, coughing so much as I used to do when I smoked, is that I honestly, like, even with the withdrawals, I don't feel quite as crazy as I did before. I don't really know how to explain this fact, but it's like, with the anxiety issues that I do have, that I'm still monitoring really well, it was like I would always be smoking, like, when I was nervous or anxious about something, bored, whatever, like, you name it. It was like something would upset me and I'm smoking. But sometimes, the smoking would have like an adverse effect where I would feel even worse after smoking than I did because I smoked. And sometimes it was like I would be nervous about something, and so I would smoke, and then like after I smoked I was still nervous about it, and so then I would go out and smoke again within like 20 minutes of each other. I mean, I'm not a chain smoker, but in those instances, like, I knew that there was like something severely wrong with me. Like, I should not be smoking that much. Like that's kind of a stupid amount. So, okay, so to be honest, right now I am completely losing focus. This has been a thing that's been happening with my withdrawal symptoms where like I be like super focused on something and then all of a sudden I just like I forget what I'm doing. It's bizarre. So let me go over the good list of things. Um and because I'm probably just gonna stop working here and come back later and put in all the little stupid things that I wanted to. So the good things that I've noticed about not smoking at this point is just honestly 100% not being a slave to it. Like not having to go to the gas station when I don't want to go, not wasting my money on it. And the fact that my hair feels a lot cleaner. My skin looks a lot smoother. I'm not, I mean, I'm still going through like the kind of point in the withdrawal where excessive coughing is still kind of a thing, because your parts of your lungs have to start working better again, and they start pulling all the garbage up from your lungs. So that's still a process that's kind of going on, but not as bad as when I first started or when I first quit smoking. So that's a good thing. Let me make a bunch of these little guys. And the other like really odd thing that's been happening, and it's kind of hard. It's been kind of hard for me to adjust to this feeling, is that I guess because of the stimulant of the nicotine, like I always felt like I was moving super duper fast. And now I feel like I'm moving super duper slow. And I don't really like that, but I do think that it's part of just the withdrawal process. But I have noticed at work, like, and I keep saying, well, is this my imagination that I'm working slower, or am I actually working slower? And I think the truth is that I'm actually working slower. But I firmly believe that that is going to work itself out in due time. Go away. Jeez. Yeah, I'm totally completely unfocused right now. So I'm really really sorry about that. I think that this is a good start to our deck. Basically, I just need to work out the schematics. Like I think like this corner was gonna be knocked in a little bit, and there's some other like little details that I'm not quite sure exactly my placement on it. But anyway, I guess oh, XP. Come here. Yeah, I guess I should just go ahead and wrap things up for now. So I can go back to just kind of taking it a little bit easy. Pretty sure I didn't quite get to say everything that I wanted to say, but I think I've said plenty enough. Anyway, yes, at this point, I have decided to try to kick my habit of smoking. I really, really hope that I am successful this time. I am sharing this with you because I'm hoping that hopefully my story will deter you from either starting bad habits, or hopefully maybe will help you if you are deciding to cease one of your bad habits. And so even though we didn't accomplish a whole lot on the building front of Circle City in this episode, I hope you guys still enjoyed the video. And I just want to thank you guys for stopping by, and thanks for hanging out with me. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.